Hey!
Hello.
Welcome back to Socratic Sisters Podcast.
Yeah, we're going to go with that for now.
I think that's what I'm going
I think we're going to go with that.
Okay. Yeah, the Socratic Sisters Podcast. Socratic Sisters Podcast.
Socratic Sisters Podcast.
The pod. Welcome back to the pod.
I'm Maggie.
I'm Sadie.
And we're sisters.
We're sisters.
Who are Socratic.
I'm just going to repeat everything you say.
Great.
And that's our podcast, guys. Thanks for watching.
No.
Welcome. We did just record the first episode.
We're doing the second one.
We took a little break and now we're back.
Yes. We're doing it the same day. So that's why we're wearing the same thing.
The same clothes. But it's okay. If you're just listening, you didn't hear that.
You didn't. It's fine.
And you don't even need to know.
And you don't even know what we look like if you're listening.
That's tragic.
It is.
At least look at our Instagram or something.
Oh my God, do something.
Do something.
Just put a face to the voices.
I would have to.
Yeah, I would have to.
I can't listen to a podcast without seeing someone's face.
I know. I listen to a lot of podcasts like Normal Gossip, and I have to look at their face because they just got a new host and she's so pretty. But I did not imagine her how she is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I looked at the Instagram and I was like, oh, okay.
I never watch podcasts on YouTube.
No, I don't either.
But I like to know what the voices, what the people,
what they look like, yeah,
or look like.
Yes.
The
only one I'll watch is The Basement Yard.
The Basement.
And I'll watch it during work, which is
that
my headphones.
Fun.
Yeah.
That one is fun. But they look pretty much how you'd think.
Yeah. You can just imagine them while they're talking.
Yeah. No, they're great. Anyway, hit us up if you want to collab in The Basement Yard.
Who are you?
Who are these random ass girls?
Ew.
No, actually, hit us up. Creeps and Crimes Podcast, or
oh my gosh,
Two Girls, One Ghost,
or Ladies and Tangents.
All
those are our favorite
inspirations.
Yes, our inspiration podcasts. Okay, we'll tag you down below so that you see this.
Don't say down below and do the pointing thing that the YouTubers do. Absolutely not. Oh my God, should we talk about our origin story?
Okay, sure.
About how we've been creating stuff together since we were little children with our camcorder.
We have. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we used to.
Oh God, they're still on YouTube. Don't look them up.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. If you're very specific.
Wait, the music videos? No way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the title because I don't want anyone.
Me neither, but I need you to show me because I
will.
Haven't been able to find those.
You have to be so specific.
That's awesome. No, when we were little, I don't even know how old. 8.
I was maybe 8.
You were maybe 8.
Maybe 6 or 5 or something.
We made these music videos to.
Well, while we were at Dad's.
Because we were so bored.
He lived in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky, and he would work at the base. Doing I don't fucking software engineering,
computer stuff.
Yeah,
maybe we shouldn't say that. Do you think that's just? I mean, he's dead.
Yeah. Why does it matter? Nobody's
gonna
find him.
Fine.
So yeah, he worked there, and we were so bored during the summer, while he was at work, that we'd just make a mess in the house. And
yeah. Or we'd go outside and find straw on the ground and make a bird's nest and pretend we were birds and pretend we were witches.
We played with rocks a lot.
Oh my God, we had the biggest rock collections of literal gravel rocks.
Just from the gravel, yeah.
That Dad bought.
Uh-huh.
Home Depot gravel rocks. We were oh my God, this is perfect.
In that house, we should talk about this another time, but it was definitely haunted.
So haunted. It was
definitely haunted.
Oh my God, we can totally do a haunting.
Oh my God, it was terrifying. You did share some of the stories with Morbid?
No, Creeps and Crimes.
Okay, sorry. Yes. Creeps and Crimes. And they're freaky.
It was fun.
But yeah, we'll talk about that another time. Yeah, we would always go there for the summer, and then we'd come back and ignore each other. Yeah, pretend we
were literally attached at the hip the whole summer, and then afterwards we're I literally don't know who you are.
You're I don't want to be near you.
Or you would do that. You were the older sister. You were I don't.
You were so mean to me though.
Be with you. I was so.
You were so mean.
I was so mean because I didn't feel loved.
Oh,
I was the middle child, and it was really hard for me.
Wow, like this really.
My big sister didn't want to play with me, and you wanted to play Barbies.
I wanted to play all the time, and you were like, no.
Yeah, I'm
in my room.
It's all a blur. If I'm honest, I can't remember which one of us was meaner to the other, but we were definitely very mean. Well, that's that's your opinion, but that's whatever.
Okay, well, my opinion is
anyway.
right,
so we made videos a lot.
Oh yes,
we would make music videos. We'd make
to like Bruno Mars, maybe like Kesha. I did a Kesha one with my childhood best friend.
We also recreated all of the Hunger Games
that was
in our forest near our house.
It was literally just like us running.
It was just us running and killing each other.
Yeah.
I was, of course, the first to die.
You had to be.
I had to be.
Yeah.
Because I honestly, I probably wasn't a very fun actress to work with at the time.
No, it was terrible.
I was maybe 6.
I really don't remember, honestly.
I remember us like, I almost said riding our razor scooters.
We drive at 8 years old.
I remember driving our razor scooters to the park in our like ball gowns. Or like princess dresses to film like the interviews from the Hunger Games, to like be like with Caesar Flickerman.
Yeah,
but we didn't have a Caesar Flickerman. It was just us talking as if we're being interviewed. And that wasn't just us. That was us and our older sibling and our
like a childhood
sister.
Friend. What?
Right? I thought Sid was part of it.
No,
I made that up.
I don't think so. I think they were too young.
Probably.
But like my childhood friend was there.
It was part of everything.
Yeah.
She had the footage. It's deleted.
Well, 100%.
It
I would also
exist
delete
anymore.
It. I would have also deleted
But like, come on. Don't you want to see that?
No.
I absolutely want to see it.
I definitely don't want to see us running, fake panting, and dying.
That's so funny. Anyway, and then I had a phase where I was vlogging all the time.
Oh, that was fun.
And you were very
I loved the vlogs.
Included in those.
I was like, hey guys, I like to be involved.
You definitely did. You liked to dance.
Don't talk about
that.
There
is a video out there of Maggie dancing.
One. That's on YouTube. Don't say the name. You probably already know it.
Sorry.
It's a very specific title. You can't find it unless you have it.
I was looking for it the other day, and I was like, maybe it's this, and I got the title exactly right. I was like, no fucking way. It's literally just exactly what you would think.
Yeah, it's what the video is. It's what the title is.
Which is great. We were really creative.
It was just me dancing, and I was like 10, maybe 12.
With your friend.
Yeah, with my friend.
Yeah. Shout out.
I
wonder how she's doing. I wonder how she's doing.
She's doing great. She just got engaged.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
good for her.
I know. I'm not happy for her.
I have a friend from elementary school who's like a singer now. She lives in Nashville, and she's like doing her thing.
I know. I forgot about her.
It's like so
I'm so
great.
glad she's in Nashville and like doing her thing.
So glad, because that's like her.
She was so good too.
Yeah,
and so she just deserves that.
No, she was like the type of kid where like you watch her perform in the talent show, and you're like, that's the next Taylor Swift. Like, she's gonna get it.
I just had the worst memory come up the other day in the middle of like my work day. It was awful. And apparently I did a talent show by myself, got a ribbon for it. And all I was doing was dancing by myself.
You were so confident
to the song Baby by Justin Bieber.
You know, that checks out.
Yeah, it does.
Like in elementary school. I also did one of those talent shows, but I did it with my friends. I think one of my friends was in cheer, and so we did like some cheer moves.
See, I was better. Not in cheer. That's better though.
I couldn't do any of it.
I was just doing like the stuff I did in that video that you were referencing earlier.
Just dancing.
I was just dancing. They're like, oh,
so confidently.
So confidently. I have no idea how I did that.
And so terribly.
I think I blacked out. But it came back the other day, and I was like,
I wish I remembered that. I'm sure I was there. I'm sure I was watching.
Probably were.
I wish I remembered that.
I think the whole family was there.
I'd be like, yay.
I got applause. I think they felt bad for me.
But like,
I was like,
any elementary schooler who thinks that they're good at something is terrible.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
At least it was elementary school, not like middle school or anything where I could like probably remember it
and be bullied.
Yeah,
heavily.
100%. Yeah, I was luckily not bullied for that, which was great.
That's awesome.
I think everyone was supportive. So.
Or everyone was like, maybe she's like so delusional that bullying wouldn't work.
She just has some issues.
She just has no idea what planet she's on.
Honestly, very possible.
This poor girl, she needs us.
I am a dumb individual.
Don't say you are now. I mean, like,
no.
to a certain extent, but yeah. But like,
oh my god.
No, everyone's stupid in elementary school.
Oh, for sure, because you don't have a brain, really.
Yeah.
Like, you do, but you don't, you know?
And like every child that age has like a crazy ego.
Oh, for sure. I had
and
ego,
it's really funny to see as an adult.
Yeah, because you've like
and,
matured from it, and you're like, I
along with
remember
it.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I had like a Jimmy Neutron flashback moment the other
That was literally the talent show. Jimmy Neutron.
No, but okay, my turn.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
For my Jimmy Neutron moment.
I had to bring it up.
No, that's okay. I work with kids occasionally, and I was in this school, and I was watching over these kids doing in gym, like playing a gym game where it's like some form of tag.
I love a gym game.
Yeah, I love it. And one of them yelled, "No puppy guarding." And I was like, huh?
I didn't know this.
I haven't heard that name in ages.
Yeah.
Puppy guarding.
Oh my god, I forgot.
They still say that. I don't know who taught it to the kids.
Maybe their parents.
You know, they also still play the same games that we did.
Oh, good.
Like,
I'm so glad.
They still play chopsticks. Remember chopsticks?
My husband and I sometimes play that while we're waiting for dinner. Yeah, I'm glad they're playing the same games because those were great. Like, what about like Four Corners or something?
Yeah, absolutely. They play Four Corners. Yeah. They play like Capture the Flag.
Dodgeball.
They play on those scooters still. I went on one of them last year.
Did you hurt yourself?
No, it's
my
so
god,
fun.
I would like run over my hands all the time. It was awful.
No, it's so fun. And the kids love them.
They're amazing.
Yeah. And I would like outline the kids in chalk on the ground.
They're like, I did
that one time. Like I had to show them how to do that one. They were like, "This is so fun." I'm like, "Yeah, duh."
Like, obviously, this is how they're learning it from the teachers.
Yeah, but from the Gen Z teachers are teaching them all of these games that we played.
You have to like bring that back.
So yeah, if anyone's curious, the kids are okay.
Good.
Other than the iPad addictions, everything's fine.
I think they're actually getting better because I think the new parents are now like, no, you're playing outside.
I hope
you
so.
are not doing that.
I would hope so, because I think a lot of people our age are having kids now.
Yeah.
And so
I feel like I'm generalizing, but I feel like a lot of the millennials made them into iPad kids, and then Gen Z is kind of like bringing them back to like life.
Yeah.
Like, go play outside.
I think because we saw the effects of it. We're seeing it now with like these new kids, and so we're like, fuck that. When we have kids, we're not gonna do that, you know, which is good. We should continue. But you know, we should continue to learn from what previous generations did wrong, and I'm sure we'll do something wrong that our kids will be like, I'm never gonna do that. Which is great. We should continue to be better. Yeah, how evolution works. Are we ready to get into your story?
We can.
We can? Like, okay, we don't have to.
No, yeah, we can. Okay, so I will be covering Titanic conspiracy theories.
Fuck yeah.
Today. Making sure my mic is on. So what is the Titanic to start with? I'm sure everyone knows.
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
No, I've never heard of it.
Lucky you, I have a definition.
Good.
Okay. The Titanic was a British luxury passenger liner that sank during its maiden voyage after striking an iceberg in the North Atlantic Ocean on April 15th, 1912.
I don't know why I thought it was earlier than that.
Really?
1912 doesn't feel like that.
It was 1912.
That far away.
No, I know, right? It was
You'd think they would have figured out boats by then.
No. I mean, it was a giant
How long have we been using boats to get from continent to continent? Like, let's be fucking for real, guys.
I don't know that answer.
So long.
For sure.
Like
so
Christopher
long.
Columbus long.
Yes.
Hundreds of years before this happened.
Oh, 100%. It's just this one was known for being the heaviest and most safe ship ever made.
Totally.
It was quite literally supposed to be so safe and make it to its destination. However, it was the largest passenger ship of its time. It did sink, resulting in the death of over 1,500 people. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
I know.
Oh, God.
The original voyage was from Southampton, England to New York City with over 2,200 people aboard. So only like half of them died.
Do you know how long the voyage was supposed to be? Because that doesn't seem like that long.
Let me look it up.
We do really thorough research here, guys.
Okay, Titanic's maiden voyage was scheduled to take 6 days. However, the ship struck an iceberg and sank after only 2 days and 20 hours into the journey.
Do you know where it sank?
Yes. The wreckage of the Titanic lies on the ocean floor about 350 miles southeast of Newfoundland, Canada. So it's coming from England. It was going to New York, so it was probably like going up and down.
So it like kind of almost made it to land.
So close. I think it was so. I mean, it still had 4 days though.
They couldn't have made it to the shore.
I guess not. Let me.
Sorry,
facts, please.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Fun fact. The ship was renowned for its luxury and its size, with features like swimming pools, a gym, and libraries.
Wow. Why multiple
Libraries.
Wow.
And it was mostly for extremely rich people.
Obviously. Jack and Rose.
Only the people
with daddy's money.
Actually, Jack was poor, and he
was working on it, wasn't he?
No, he won a lottery ticket or something.
I really should have watched it.
You really should watch it. But yes, so there are many documentaries, stories, and other crazy media that show all of this, and you could definitely go down a huge wormhole.
Rabbit hole. You did that last episode too.
Did I say wormhole?
Yeah,
I'm at rabbit hole
again.
Rabbit hole about all the information, all the theories. I'm just gonna cover a couple of them today. So that's the Titanic. One of the first theories that I saw was there was a sister ship. So some believe that it was the sister ship that looked identical to the Titanic was the actual one that sunk. It was called the Olympic. And they did not have insurance on the Olympic, but they had insurance on the Titanic. So this theory was basically like, oh, it wasn't the Titanic it wasn't the Olympic that sank. It was a Titanic, so that they could get the insurance money.
It's all about money.
Yeah. So they both cost $7.5 million in that time. That's crazy to build. But Titanic was only insured up to $5 million. Olympic was not insured. So they intentionally sank the Olympic to get that insurance money.
Oh, it was intentional.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were saying like it sank and
like
then
it was,
to cover up for it, they were like, actually, it was the Titanic.
There's actually like two different kind of versions of that one where like, yes, it sank, but then they're like, oh shit, like we don't have any insurance on this one. So it's like, oh, it's the Titanic. Like, I don't know.
Surely there were like serial numbers or something.
Yes.
Okay.
So debunking this almost immediately. So the Olympic was in an accident in 1911, but repairs cost about $125,000. The Olympic did not have insurance, only the Titanic did, so that's why they tried to do that. Many say they are identical, but looking closely, they actually have some pretty obvious differences. Yeah. Like window placements and the deck size and shape of
deck size and shape is very important.
Exactly. So looking at the shipwreck, it is clear it matches the Titanic and not the Olympic. The shipyard number also matches the Titanic. So the Olympic's number was 400, Titanic's was 401, and that's in every shipwreck number. Like,
and they couldn't have changed that.
No.
After it sank.
I don't think they could change that.
Okay, so theory debunked.
Exactly. Basically, immediately debunked.
Thank you. Next.
And I got a lot of that information from a TikTok that I watched from Your History Gal. So
okay. we'll put all of the sources in the show notes, like in the description.
I just wanted to give her like
shout out. Thanks girl.
You did a great video. Okay.
Now it's ours.
The next theory is more about money.
Yes.
So it's called the Federal Reserve Theory. So J.P. Morgan, who was the owner of the Titanic, had canceled the trip on the very last minute for him.
Like the guy, yes. J.P. Morgan? Like yes. From the bank?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Bank system, J.P.
Is that
Morgan.
Chase is J.P. Morgan?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly what you're thinking. And then also the Rothschilds. I don't know their first name, but those...
Like a Roth IRA?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
God damn.
Probably.
These money people.
They both supported the central bank in America. So bringing that central bank system to America. Yep. There were many richer people who were bribing people to not want this bank system and to vote against it.
Why?
Because it didn't benefit them because they were rich. They were like, there was one guy named Jacob Astor who was the richest American at that time, who owned nearly 40% of every mortgage in America. So if he would no longer own those if it went to the central banking,
because then the bank would own them.
So he wouldn't be the richest guy in America.
I would have totally thought that like rich people would be all for banks because they could just make their own bank, right? And like,
yeah, but like,
I don't know how banks work.
I don't know either. I just agreed blindly to that.
Okay, good. I'm glad. We're very informed. Our credentials are
nothing.
Yeah, if I heard it, it's probably true.
TikToks are law.
God.
But yeah, so what my guess is that like so it's a public institution responsible for managing in a country's currency, money supply, and interest rates. So I think it would take all of those mortgages that he owned.
So then he wouldn't be the richest guy in the world anymore.
Exactly. So with all of that drama, J.P. Morgan and the Rothschilds exited the ship right before they took off. Saying
the Titanic? They were on the Titanic?
Yes, they were on it because they were rich as fuck. And then everyone else is on it is opposing their central bank
so thing. They like tricked them all onto the ship to die?
To sink it. Yeah.
And they were like, no, like we're here too. It's like safe.
Like,
and then they
like,
snuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, bye. And so the theory goes that JP Morgan planned to sink the ship in order to kill these wealthy people and get what he wanted from the Reserve Bank. Loading all of the richest people in the world onto the boat who opposed the system, and then they both exited.
And now we have a central bank.
Yes.
So he won.
And they actually, the National Reserve Bank was started in 1913 with zero opposition.
Is that the year after?
Yep. Zero opposition.
Oh my God. Wait, and he started like the most popular bank in the US.
Yeah.
Maybe in the world. I don't know that.
I don't know that either, but like
Chase is like a very prevalent bank.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my God. Wait, I think we might have something here.
I know. I honestly really believe this one. I'm like, okay, maybe, because money is crazy. People do anything for money. Wild.
Back then, that was like the time of like the mafia, and like people were doing whatever the fuck they wanted to get money.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like it's not
allegedly. Allegedly. Don't come.
And it's not like they were above bribing either. They were also bribing the people that were for the central bank.
Right.
They were also bribing them so that they would, like the politicians and everything, to vote for that. And so they did pretty well.
Zero opposition.
Almost zero opposition. I don't know exactly the number, but it says almost.
That's
a year later.
Insane.
Though. That's crazy.
Because they were all dead. Yeah. All the opposition was at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
Yep.
Holy shit.
But I do have some debunking for this one.
Dang it. I was so on board with that one.
There's really debunkings for all of these.
No.
But it is a really great theory.
Okay.
So the first one is there's no evidence that specific people opposed the FED, the federal bank, whatever. Even articles dating back to October 16th, 1911, showing that one of them was for it from the like New York Times article. So there's no reason like why he would flip or anything.
So there was like friendly fire.
Yeah.
There were people on his side that were like quote unquote sacrificed in that then.
Yes.
So it wouldn't have made sense.
Exactly.
Okay.
No explanation to how Morgan would have orchestrated the deaths. Did he tell the captain to directly go into the iceberg? Why would they the
captain do that?
Why would they listen to him?
Money. Like maybe he was like, I'll set up your family for life. Like you give your life for this and I'll give them all the money they need.
Just a lot of bribery.
But like, does he need it that
How would
badly?
he know that though? Like, how would he know that he would keep doing that after he's dead?
True.
You know?
I wouldn't trust that. Some
Why would you trust
sleazy,
some
like
crazy
bank guy?
Yeah. Crazy rich guy.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Another one is survival largely depended on where you were on the ship. How would he know where the specific voters would be on the ship and if they would survive or not?
Yeah, because you move around.
Yeah.
It was a huge ship, right? So like
giant ship, like the largest in history.
So like they could have been anywhere on the ship
time.
at any point.
Yeah, they could have been anywhere at any time.
Do you know how many survivors were there?
Well, 2,200 minus 1,500.
1,500 people died.
Yeah. So about half.
Maybe he was just taking the gamble. Like I know most people are gonna die from this, so I'll just get all the people I don't like on there.
I'm doing math.
Oh,
about 700, but that's a very big estimate.
Yeah.
So about 700 survived.
How do you
Some people died in the water
because it was so cold.
It was so cold. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like right off Canada, like
And
northern.
obviously, icebergs. There's gonna be more ice. Yeah. No, it was kind of crazy.
Oh, God. You know, there's like that museum where you can where they have the water that's no they have the water that's like the temperature that it was.
I have heard of that.
And people can't even keep their hand in it for like a few seconds.
Yeah, that's why.
Imagine your entire body being like submerged in that and trying to survive while you're shivering and trying to swim
for hours.
Yeah,
hours
trying to swim in that. I would die.
I can't even imagine how long it took for rescuers to get there.
Oh my God, middle of nowhere.
That's something I want to look up. How
long? Now we know we need to do a little bit more research before.
But like, okay, I just edit this out. It's fine.
For sure.
Yeah, it was 1.5 to 4 hours. Survivors spent in the frigid North Atlantic water before being rescued by the RMS Carpathia.
Sure.
They were
assuming from Canada.
Yeah.
Where did they come from?
There is one last theory.
Okay.
Or one last debunking of this theory. Sorry.
I like this theory, but
I know. So the last debunking is that JP Morgan actually just canceled his trip because in March he needed to deal with the art collection in France. So he was dealing with something money wise and he's like, oh, I gotta go. And so that's why he left last second.
Yeah, right. As if he couldn't pay someone to do whatever he needed to do.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
I'd be like, if I was that rich, I'd be like, fuck it. I'm hiring someone to do that thing for me and I'm going on vacation on this sick ass boat.
And he has an alibi because...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knew. He knew something. Even if it wasn't him orchestrating it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody on that ship knew something.
Yeah, and because he's so goddamn rich, he just knew about it. Or maybe he was informed about it last minute and that's why he left.
Yeah, which I think that's what happened. Where this one comes from was like, it was very last minute. Very I was just about to get comfortable and then he's like, I gotta go. Yeah. So it was very but that doesn't explain why the Rothschilds also left. Because they had nothing to do with that.
Did they know each other?
I think they were very close because they had a lot of money. I I think they just knew each other because they had money.
So then maybe they were like, hey, bestie, if you're going to leave, I'm going to leave. Because, like, you're the only reason I'm here at this party. So.
Yeah, and they were, like, the only, well, not the only ones, but, like, they were on the same side for the central banking system. Yeah. And so they're like, we know
maybe they were like, all these people disagree with us. Like, I don't want to sit on a boat for days with these fuck-ass people.
Right.
Like,
that's annoying.
I get it. I don't want to, like, sit at this, like, nice lounge like area by the pool with a drink and these fuckers are like talking about this bill that I don't want to pass. Like,
no, seriously, I would like crash out just the same.
Like, I get it.
Valid crash out, to be honest. Wait, that's so bad. Valid crash out. Yeah, he orchestrated a sinking
the fucking ship.
Oh my god.
Not valid. Guys,
valid.
Crashing ships is not a valid crash out, okay?
Yeah.
Please don't do that. Get some help
to your
instead.
therapist.
Talk to your therapist. Talk to your besties, your other rich
sponsored.
friends. Sponsored by BetterHelp.
We're not sponsored. God. Okay. Off topic. Well, not off topic, but on topic. There is a new documentary on Hulu or Disney Plus showing deep sea mapping of the ship and what it looks like now. It's called Titanic Digital Resurrection from National Geographic. It looks really cool. I have not watched it yet.
Is there like a clip we could find about it?
Oh, for sure.
That we could watch it and
for sure. Yeah. It's like they put it to scale. And so they can like walk next to it to scale, which is crazy. They've only ever had enough clips to just see little parts of it, not all of it together.
How cool is that? Okay, so if you're
really
interested in seeing that, highly recommend.
Yeah, it looks really interesting and it's like brand new. Like so within last month, I think.
It's like a digital, like it's like a 3D scan.
Yes.
Of the
definitely
wreckage?
A scan, yes. Of the boat down there.
Weird.
Yeah.
Cool.
Isn't it really cool?
That's so sick.
I know. So highly recommend watching that. It's in the pitch black. Obviously like
spooky.
Yeah. So because it's in so far down in the water that this is the first time they've been able to actually see it. Which is insane.
So people have never gone down to the wreckage before?
They tried.
I mean, like scuba divers couldn't go down that deep.
It's so deep. Like, it's dangerously deep.
Like, you can't.
It's 350 miles down or something.
So did they like send a camera down?
They sent multiple cameras down. Yeah. Just like a camera robots, basically.
Like a rover type thing.
Kind of like a submarine rover kind of thing. Nobody was in it.
We should do that and map the entire ocean floor.
That'd be so
Can you imagine how
crazy.
much shit we'd find?
Oh, I know. Oh my god, they find so much.
Pirate ships.
It would take forever.
Ships of Jeff.
Ships of Jeff. Shout out. Ships of Jeff.
I mean, yeah, Jeff's ship did not last very long after that.
No.
It's at the bottom of the ocean.
It's definitely at the bottom of the ocean. It was
someone
not
checked
sturdy.
Greece.
Yeah, someone please check. National Geographic, can you look for Jeff's boat, please?
Off Athens, please. Thank you.
Oh my god. Okay, I have 2 more theories and they're kind of dense.
I promised we're not only going to talk about boats.
Just the first 2 episodes.
Like it's just boat day today. Okay.
Next theory.
Yes.
Is the pack ice theory. Do you know what pack ice is?
Pack ice? Or packed ice?
Pack ice.
No.
Okay, let me go back in my Google search.
Like in Minecraft?
I don't know. Okay. Pack ice is a form of sea ice that's not fixed to land and is made up of smaller pieces of ice that have frozen together. So think what Elf was writing on in that
find
movie.
His dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm like thinking. I don't know if that's right.
Okay.
So the pack ice theory is not a conspiracy theory since it accepts that the sinking was an accident. However, it does differ from the commonly accepted theory and is considered implausible by various historians.
Okay, stupid historians. Way to ruin the fun.
Yeah, I know, rude. So Captain L.M. Collins, who was a former member of the ice pilotage service, basically like specializing in navigation services for ice and ice covered waters.
Okay. They had a special like group of people that did ice waters.
So he was like he was an expert at being in those waters.
So that ship shouldn't have fucking sank.
I agree.
Okay.
Now, he based a conclusion on 3 pieces of evidence and going off of his own experience of ice navigation and witness statements given at the 2 post-disaster like inquiries or whatever.
Okay.
That the Titanic hit was not an iceberg but low-lying pack ice, which is harder to see and harder to navigate.
So it wasn't just like a bit like how they have it in the movie where it's like a big ass like tall
like they would have seen that
thing out of the ocean.
Yes,
like obviously you can see that and avoid it.
Right. He also wrote a book. It's called The Sinking of the Titanic. Oh my god, I can't speak. The Mystery Solved from 2003.
He solved the mystery. Well, he was there. So I would think.
Yeah.
Wait, how did he survive?
I don't know.
Maybe he was paid off then. If he didn't die,
he was paid off.
Because I was thinking
going back to that last theory.
Because I was thinking like, there's no way he would have just like sacrificed himself like that.
No.
But he didn't because he survived.
He survived because he wrote
Shouldn't
a book.
the captain go down with the ship? I'm not saying should, but like, isn't that like
an oath or something?
Yeah, like you're supposed to stay. You're supposed to be last to exit.
He for sure got paid off. For sure.
Like if a plane crashes, pilot and like workers are the last to exit because your duty is to get your passengers safe.
Yeah. All the women and children first.
Like I get like
sorry.
I couldn't be a pilot because I would be like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I'd be like, I'm leaving before you.
I get it, but like it's your job.
Yeah,
that's your job.
I'm sure they do an oath or something. I don't know what the
maybe he like wasn't like if you're specialized to like sail in
those waters,
in rough waters,
and
you should be brushed up on your legal responsibilities.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a legal responsibility or just like a philosophy that they have.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know if it was like a legal like oath
he gets a lot of shit about that.
Part of it.
I do feel bad if he.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Oh, definitely, definitely. You're right. But I wonder if he did get a lot of shit about that.
Maybe
because I'm sure like the survivor's guilt
really good question,
would have torn me apart.
Yeah. Unless he was just like, hey, I got my book.
Unless it was on purpose.
I got my money for my book.
Yeah, he wrote a book about it. He got money from it. He got money from the bank guy.
Allegedly, guys.
Allegedly. And allegedly, but like, come on.
Okay. So the evidence that he concluded, by the way, that we have not gone to yet, was there were no reports of haze the entire night of the sinking, but at 11:30, the 2 lookouts spotted what they believed to be haze on the horizon.
Like fog?
Yes.
Okay.
Like thick fog.
Okay.
Collins believes that what they saw was not haze, but a strip of pack ice 3 to 4 miles ahead of the ship. So they thought it was a ton of fog, but since it's so far away, it would be kind of tall, thinking that it would be haze. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't you be able to tell I guess it's night.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
But like, wouldn't ice be
like
a lot less see-through or like less?
Well, probably reflects a lot.
Yeah.
So maybe. Each witness had a different description of the ice. 60 feet, 100 feet, and very low in the water. On the starboard side near the darkened bridge, an optical phenomenon that is well known to ice navigators. So they should have known
this is a thing that they deal with.
Yeah, this is like common knowledge to see what that is. Like they should know what it looks like.
Yeah. Like surely with all these rich people aboard and how like fancy the ship was, they weren't just gonna hire like some random ass guy who doesn't know what he's doing.
Best.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. One where the flat sea and extreme cold distort the appearance of objects near the waterline, make them appear to be the height of the ship's lights. So this could be tricking them
with the light.
Yeah. I know, it's kind of confusing. It's a really weird thing because nobody agrees on what they saw. They all saw something different.
They're also traumatized.
Exactly.
Like
they're getting interviewed after being like almost dead.
And every time you try to remember something, you remember it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe at some point they remembered what actually happened, but I wouldn't take their...
That would take therapy though.
Yeah.
And they didn't do therapy back then.
No, of course not. No, but these guys were traumatized. I'm sure they were like
100%
trying to find the answers, and I'm sure they came up with different answers of what they saw because in their memories they did see different things.
No, and I agree. Yeah. And it's so hard to like think about that too, going back and being in that headspace again.
Yeah.
Of like, oh my God, I almost died.
God.
This is a little wordy, but the last conclusion that he came up with was the Titanic made a turn by rotating 1/3 of the way from the bow, which caused
the bow.
I don't
know ship lingo that anyway, so it's okay.
From the bow, which caused the rudder to hard over and crushed her starboard side into the iceberg. So they were trying to turn, but it really was kind of...
They said the rudder got stuck.
Rudder caused her rudder to hard over, which...
Hard over, I'm assuming, means stuck?
Yeah, like get stuck and crushed
the
starboard side, which I'm guessing is the opposite side.
The starboard side is either right or left. So then it crashed one of the sides into... Because he said her, which is the ship, right?
Yes, that's what it says.
Caused one of them to slam into the
iceberg. They say iceberg, which is crazy.
But you just said it wasn't an iceberg.
I know. Okay. So what's the story?
Hey, buddy.
What's the story, Captain L.M. Collins?
Yeah. Dig into your trauma and tell us the truth.
Come back alive. Wait, should we get a Ouija board?
No. Oh my God. If I've learned anything from like any of the podcasts that we listen to, absolutely not.
You just have to do it correctly.
Not in my home.
Okay, yeah, that's valid.
Oh my God.
Okay, but this crushing into the iceberg would have caused the ship to flood, capsize, and sink within minutes, damaging the starboard side of the hull and potentially the superstructure.
And it didn't sink within minutes? How long did it take to sink?
Oh, okay. The Titanic sank in approximately 2 hours and 40 minutes. It took a long time.
Oh my God.
From the time it collided with an iceberg to the time it completely submerged. The collision occurred around 11:40, which, yeah. Why is it saying April 4th? Did I say April 14th in the beginning? I hope so.
I have no idea. And
the ship sank around 2:20 a.m. on April 15th. So,
oh my God.
It did. So at a certain like point, it was obviously like at an angle and it snapped in two.
Oh my God.
Like you see it in the movie. It's crazy.
And people start like falling off, right?
Oh,
like flying off.
It starts just like the front or one of the sides goes like that, and people start falling and trying to hold on up here.
Don't do that.
Go with and then it just
my God.
Like a Kit Kat.
Like a Kit Kat.
Literally cracked like a Kit Kat.
Okay, this is like terrible and tragic, and we are so sorry that this happened.
Yes, it did actually. Like there are real people who
lost their lives, it's tragic and horrible.
Yes. I'm going off of the movie.
We're only laughing because we're picturing what happens in the movie, and we know that those are actors and it's not real.
Yes, it is not real in the movie.
Yes.
Even though it's based on a true story, which it is very sad. And I know there's a ton of like different museums and everything to honor those people who lost their lives.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is like the biggest, like the most well-known like crash of any kind, I feel like.
Big sinking. I really don't know a lot of other.
Oh my God, you should cover the Malaysian flight that disappeared.
I will.
I want to know what happened to it.
Okay, I'll put it on my list. Okay, well, we have one more theory.
Okay, good.
And it's a little girthy again.
Not girthy. Okay.
That's not what I meant to say, but it came out. Sure. So the last theory is watertight doors. That's all it's called. Watertight doors.
Okay.
It involves Titanic's watertight doors, which okay.
Yeah, okay, I got that.
First sentence. This theory suggests that if these doors had been opened, which obviously they would be to all the important places,
like the control room and all that.
Yeah. If they were opened, the Titanic would have settled on an even keel and therefore may have remained afloat long enough for rescue ships to arrive.
Because water wouldn't have come into...
Yes. It would be like, I think they're to prevent sinking.
Well, oops.
So that it's like even.
So the weight remains
the
even.
The weight is distributed.
So it doesn't snap like a Kit Kat. Yeah. Well,
it definitely did.
What the fuck happened to the doors?
Well, it doesn't say.
Oh my God.
However, this theory has been rebutted for 2 reasons.
Okay.
First, the first 4 compartments were naturally watertight. Thus, it was impossible to lower the concentration of water in the bow significantly. So there's no avoiding it. Second, hi.
Avi, you're tangled in the
Avi, honey.
Hey, buddy.
Hi. We have a guest.
We have a guest right now. Welcome, Avi.
Okay.
To the doors.
Yeah, to the doors. The second is that Bedford and Hackett, some people, I don't know who they are.
Okay, sure.
Have shown, they're like scientists that study this. Have shown by calculations that any significant amount of water aft of boiler room number 4 specifically would have resulted in capsizing of the Titanic, which would have occurred about 30 minutes earlier than the actual time of sinking.
What does that mean?
I'm trying to reread it.
I'm trying to understand my own words.
Yeah, I copy pasted this. I didn't summarize it. I copy pasted it.
So is it saying if the doors worked,
it would still like have occurred even faster.
The weight still would have.
It was just too much. And additionally, the lighting would have been lost about 70 minutes after the collision due to the flooding of the boiler rooms, which it took a lot longer, I'm pretty sure, for the lights to go out.
Like inside the ship?
Yes. So once it started sinking, there was a point, I can't remember if it was after it Kit-Katted or before, but once it started like sinking, the lights went out. And so you couldn't see anything. It was pitch black. You don't know where you're going.
Like emergency lights.
You have no idea where you're hitting anything. I don't think they had reliable ones.
That's terrifying.
So you're falling. Also, you don't know where you're falling.
At that point, how many hours had it been? I don't want to victim blame here. But
go ahead.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
I understand a lot of the deaths happened because of the water.
Yes. Because of the cold water.
Yes.
And because there weren't enough lifeboats for everyone.
Right.
And so women and children were going.
Uh-huh.
And then men would be like, I'm actually going with my family. What are you talking about? They would be like fighting.
Arguing and stuff.
Yes. And then they lost some to just arguing. And according to the movie, I don't know if that was true. They lost some like empty boats. And so, yeah, people were crazy.
God damn.
I mean, I would also be kind of crazy in that
situation. Yeah. I mean, like, from an outsider's perspective, 2 hours seems like a really long time to not be able to get everyone off. But of course, there wasn't enough space.
No,
it wasn't wasn't big enough.
It was the safest boat ever made. It wasn't supposed to sink.
But like, even if it's the safest boat ever made, have enough life vests for all the people on board.
They don't want it to sink.
Oh my God.
They want to show it won't sink.
So they were like, okay, we can't manifest a sink. Yeah. If we put enough safety stuff on it, it's gonna sink.
Absolutely.
So we just won't.
They're like, you know what? Bad vibes. Let's just do it.
Let's just go for it. And then the bank guy was like, actually, I like the way you think.
Oh my God. Bedford and Hackett also analyzed the hypothetical case that there were no bulkheads, which is an upright wall within the hull of a ship, within the fuselage. Yes, that of an airplane or a car at all. So there were no bulkheads at all in the boat.
What's a bulkhead?
It described it to you.
No, but I don't know what that is.
It's an upright wall within the hull of a ship.
Within the hull?
Yeah.
Of a ship?
Hull.
Oh, hull.
Mm-hmm.
So you said hole. I was like, what hole?
H-U-L-L.
What are you talking about?
Then the vessel would have capsized about 70 minutes before the actual time of sinking, and lighting would have been lost 40 minutes after the collision.
So it was... the confusing part is that it sunk so slowly.
Yes.
So that's not normal.
So no matter what, that's why they're like, oh, would the watertight doors like fix anything? No, it would have still gone down
faster.
Yes, but for some reason it went so slowly.
Weird.
Yeah, and
I wonder if there's any like
Go ahead.
like any alien like conspiracies or
there's a lot. Well, for the Titanic
like divine
specifically,
intervention type things.
I'm sure there is.
Like spiritual.
I didn't see any, but they might not be as popular. But I'm sure there's something like someone was like, an alien made this sink ship.
Yeah, because that seems unnatural for it to sink like that.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Weird.
Just a snapping of a Kit Kat.
I kind of want a Kit Kat now.
You know you do.
So sorry. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Oh God.
Okay. Last little comment in a 1998 documentary called Titanic: Secrets Revealed.
Oh, okay.
I
wonder what that's about.
The Discovery Channel ran model simulations which also rebutted this theory. The simulations indicated that opening Titanic's watertight doors would have caused the ship to capsize earlier and faster, supporting the findings of Bedford and Hackett. So they were supported in their
It wasn't
conclusions.
just these like crazy
they weren't just
old
like
men just like, well, actually if the things worked it would have been worse.
They weren't us.
They weren't us. Like, maybe this happened. Maybe it was aliens.
Maybe it was aliens and like Jeff. Maybe it was an alien.
It was Jeff. He was actually at the bottom of the ocean. He really wanted a new ship because his rotted. So he needed a new one.
He's like, this one works.
Yeah,
but let's snap it.
What about Atlantis?
Ooh, yeah.
Where is Atlantis supposed to be?
I feel like it's supposed to be in like tropical water.
That's what I thought too.
Freezing
ocean seems not right for Atlantis.
Oh, for sure not.
I was like, what if there was like some like water, like mythical creature
there's people a lot of mythical creatures in the water
that people think was part of it.
Oh my God, it
like
was Nessie.
Kraken or Nessie. I think Nessie's more of like a swamp type vibe.
True. He's not in the ocean.
Maybe not in the ocean. Hold on. But like maybe, sure. That's the beauty of conspiracies. We can say like, yeah, maybe.
I want to see if there's anything on it. I didn't look into aliens.
Yeah, does anyone out there believe that it was an alien?
Someone says there were alien passengers aboard the Titanic.
Of course.
While there isn't any credible evidence to support the claim.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
They're aliens. They know better than to be found out like that.
It's not that juicy. It's just like, there must have been like alien technology.
We'll write our own.
Yeah, we'll make
out
up
on
r/Titanic
and we'll be there.
Look for us.
Look for aliens caused the Titanic to sink? Question mark?
Question mark?
Not clickbait.
Not clickbait.
That's ours.
In parentheses.
Yeah. Police were called. Do not read at 3 a.m. Bloody Mary challenge.
Just all the hashtags.
Yeah.
Hashtag scary.
Oh my God.
So that's some of the Titanic conspiracy theories.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
That was great.
I need to do better notes.
No, that was great. No, that was great. I really loved that. I think.
Do you have any outstanding questions?
I think we figured it out.
Yeah, I think it was the bank system.
It was the rich guy. I think it was a political statement. So. I think
allegedly
it was
JP Morgan.
Allegedly it was definitely JP Morgan.
I'm gonna get the cops to my house or something.
All I have to say.
Like, hey,
it wasn't JP Morgan, I promise. Hey, go open up the door, please.
What a convincing federal agent.
He's just so defensive. He's like, I promise it wasn't. You can't say that.
You can't say that.
funny to nobody but us. Are you crying? Oh my god. Just the thought of like looking through your peephole and seeing
Come on. No.
seeing some guy like looking up at you like, please
It wasn't
open the
it.
door. It wasn't
It's a little speech impediment.
It wasn't JP Morgan, I promise. Please. I really like my banking experience with Chase. Please don't ruin it.
I can't stop
I'm crying.
I just imagine that guy from TikTok with a fedora. Like, hello. Like, what is it? Like, sweetheart.
Oh my god.
Well, that's
Anyway,
Titanic. I'm
that was
sweating.
Titanic.
Oh my god.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening to our craziness. I don't know if you got this far. I don't know how.
Thank you.
And we appreciate it.
Yes. Come back next week for something else.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is.
I don't know. All right. Thanks for
Thanks.
listening.
Bye.
Love you. Okay, yeah. Let's talk to you later. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
I love you.